Hey everyone, this is Brent at Birth Choice, and with me is Lisa Reasons, the Executive Director of Adoption Services at Birth Choice. And Lisa, we talking about as much issues of adoption as we can get in these videos, and just share this brief comment that our family, we adopted twice, and then we had 2 children. And Beverly and I still talk about the day that around our dinner table, one of our birth children looks up at us and says, Mom, I wish I was adopted. And she said, well, Bree, why would you say that? We were just curious. And she said, because it's so special. And we did, we went overboard to make that special, but at the same time, we made sure that everybody in the family knew that they were special. So she wanted to be adopted. So anyway,
which gives way to spiritual adoption. Everyone has the opportunity to be spiritually adopted, and physical adoption is the example of spiritual adoption. And so I think that's one of the things that makes it so beautiful. Our need for spiritual adoption begins out of tragedy and difficulty, and how difficult our lives are without that spiritual adoption. And so
I was just sitting here thinking, with that spiritual adoption, let's just say that when we came to faith in Christ, I don't know anybody, and there's probably some folks that are out there, but I don't know of anybody that everything in life was just perfect, hunky-dory, dandy, and decided, oh, I think I'll be a Christian today. Because it doesn't work that way. It generally works in these difficulties, as you were talking to.
Right, those difficulties. Just like in the Bible, God used the famines to move people. It's the difficulty He uses to show us our great need for Him. And so, the physical, those without someone, often brings the need for physical adoption. And so it is the picture of spiritual adoption. So for us adoptees, I consider it, not that it's been easy, with a lot of different things, but I consider it to be an honor to be twice adopted, because God has used that for a lot, this situation being one of them. But, with that being, it's hard to talk about adoption without making reference to spiritual adoption. So, Jesus, when He came into the world, He was adopted by Joseph. He was not His biological child. And then everything that He did, His death, burial, and resurrection, was all for our spiritual adoption. And so, He paved the way for that. And so, and with our adoptions here, each prospective family, adoptive family, will be comprised of a man and a woman. And will be, because we want these physical adoptions to give way to spiritual adoptions. These families will be not only professing Christians, but have references that they are not only in church, but involved, in their churches, and can show these children the way to spiritual adoption.
And all right, so folks, thank you again for joining us today, and we'll be back with you shortly with another video on adoption.
Yes, and our next video will be talking about ways that people can be